Good afternoon. It is, I think, what was today? Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. And today you can see we had this this downward channel working throughout the morning. This looked like it might be a break, and it very well could be a break. But I mean, prices respected the lows here, and we bounced up strongly to the highs and broke the channel again. And we've pretty much been going sideways since this break over here. Let me remove these measured legs, though I will talk about that. I think I spotted every entry that I like and that I think is according to the system, but we'll see. Early on, you could really find this this channel because this midline, it worked off these highs, and this midline worked. You might be a little confused because here we have this overshoot, and then here we have this break, but prices really respected the channel. So yeah, let's take a look at the marked trades. So you can see in the overnight we had this, basically you don't really know what's happening here. So we have this big move down, and then it forms some congestion here, and that really is probably where we formed the channel, or where people realized that this was the bottom of the channel. So you do get a first failed second entry short. I don't know if people are trading the overnight. A nice failure there, and that brings us to the top of the channel. And I think 5 a.m. comes in. This is a, you can take this. I like that a lot. We hit the high there. It's a failure, but it's like way above the EMA, so I do like that. So that's a trade right after 5 a.m. that you can take. I think I came in at like 5:20 or something, so I did see that. And I don't know if you would get a runner there, but that's a good move down. Here, I don't think you can take anything. Oh, you know what? I might have, here, I'm going to pause the video because I had to leave my house around this time, so I'm going to see if there's anything to mark in here. So I do think that there are potential trades in here. Let's see, this could be viewed as a channel right here. So I do think that these this is a failed second entry short right here. So you see we get this spike and channel down, and it responds to the midline here. So we get this failed second entry short, and we get two legs up. 1, 2. We come back here, and this is tough because I don't think you could, this is not, this trend channel is not easy to spot. You might have had it drawn like that more so. And so that is, though, a first second entry, so I am going to mark that blue because we came from the lows, and so you might think that we're going to test at least this high. So it's a second entry long, and it's off the channel, especially if you have that channel. Another reason why it's kind of aggressive is because these dojis, but it's a second entry. And me personally, I want to try to stick to second entries over failures, even though I haven't been doing a good job of sticking to that rule. But here we have a first failed second entry short here, and that's definitely aggressive because the highs are right here, and it looks like you're going right into those highs. But here we get some price rejection according to that potential trend line. I mean, really, that trend line's confirmed from this midline, in my opinion. We get some rejection there, and then you get a lower high, and I think that's a good entry. And if you hesitate there, you get an even better entry right here. The reason I like this one is because there's room back to the EMA. But when you get this failed second entry long right here, and that big bearish bar, you can go short, and then you get another lower high off that. So they gave us a few good entries right there, and Then you get a first failed second entry long, but I don't think you should go short there. That's the problem I've been having, is taking these failures too far from the EMA. And then that happens down here, but where? Right here. First, second entry, failed second. This looks like the failed second entry long here, but this is just, this trend's been going on a long time, and we're pretty far from the EMA here. And this here, so we break this channel down and we get a move to a new low right here. Some sideways action first, and then we just bounce. And look, this is great price rejection. And that's the type of stuff you want to be trading in. But anyway, you get a first entry, and I, like a silly guy, took this, took this. So you get a first entry, failed second entry, but that turns out to be a 4-tick failure. So don't enter. I don't want to, me personally, I want to try not to take failures unless it's very clear that it is a failure, and this is just not clear. It's far from the EMA. And look, right after that, you get that congestion. And so, anyway, and look, if you just wait, you get a first entry, second entry long. The signal bar is not great, but you could also look at it as like a failed breakout. This is congestion right here. So if that's the midline, this would be another important price level. You know, I probably shouldn't mark that, but it looks, it's a second entry long. So let me, let me delete that because the signal bar is no good. And then we start trending up, but you can tell it's congestive. So you do get a second entry right here off the EMA. It does look like prices are responding to the EMA. So yeah, second entry long if you want to take that. It is aggressive because of the congestion. And then here, so we did form this in an uptrend. Okay, so here we break out with trend, but then that fails and we start moving counter trend. Unfortunately, I don't think you can enter here, even though it's off the trend line. So this is a counter trend break, and then we get this reversal. And look at that price rejection. Great price rejection. If you want to take a first, second entry short, you can, but that's just a doji. But I definitely would be considering taking that. But then right after that, you get this first, second entry long. It looks like it's off the trend line. And look at that thing go. Second entry long. Plenty of price rejection here. That's what you want to see, is all this price rejection. So we get this strong move up. And here we get the break of the long-term downward channel. So I'm expecting some price rejection here. You get we get rejection. So prices fail. You get a first entry, second entry right here. I was too nervous to pull the trigger here, unfortunately, just because I think I'm just not, a skilled enough chart reader to go on this engulfing bar yet. I wanted to, and by the time this closed, I thought it was too, I don't think I took that. Yeah, it was too close to the EMA is what I was thinking. So that is a good failure right here. And if you don't take that, you get this lower high, and that's right off the channel. So I like that entry, and it's also off this short-term trend line with room to the lows. Okay, so if you don't take this one, you can take this one. I marked this one as aggressive simply because I don't know, and we don't know if this this upward move is gonna give us another leg or something. But we'll see what Mack has to say about that. But anyway, we got a break of this channel, and the reason I marked this was because I looked at this as like a lower high as well. A lower high off of the long-term channel. So I actually entered on a limit order like around this price level, but I wish I didn't do that. So I think if you enter on this engulfing bar, just on a lower high, I think you can do that when this bar is quickly moving down. But it's not a first entry, it's not a second entry. Maybe you could look at it as first, second entry. First, second entry, new high, first, failed second entry. So maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, and then so I'm looking at this as like a range. So this breakout, I looked at as counter trend. That's also a second entry short. So that's why I like that. But then here it bounces here, and that confirms the trend channel. And then, yeah, it looks like once we bounce here and go higher, actually here, once we go here and make a new high, that's when I was like, all right, I got to sit out of this because I don't know what's going on. Here it looked like it was a range, but then here it's like, okay, well it looks like we're moving up. We're making higher lows, and look here we're making higher lows too and higher highs. So that's something to think about. Then we formed this congestion here. So I did anticipate that this would fail. This breakout right here would fail. And we get an opportunity with a lower high, but that's just going straight into the lows here. And look, people who waited, this is the type of move right here that I've been getting trapped on. I mean, I know better, so is it really a trap? I don't know, but it's been tempting me into taking this trade. That's a first entry, that's a failed second entry. Well, that's a potential failed second entry long. But look, it's going right into this important level of support. So that's why I don't want to take it. This looks like a lower high back into congestion, but look at you're going right into support, so you can't do that. And that's why Mack's rules are so. He's studied this stuff for years. So that's what I saw today. Let's take a look at the trades I took. My first two trades, just pure, I think they're just being eager. This is very similar to the trade I just talked about, that failed second entry long, that you can't go in. Sometimes you just can't do it. Look, we get a first entry, failed second entry long. I don't even think I saw this before. But then you get a first entry. I looked at, I just went on this lower high. You can't do that. You cannot do that. I entered here. Luckily, I got filled, but this is not according to the rules. Or, I mean, luckily I hit my targets. It's not according to the rules. I don't like it. And here I went short. So I would look at this as like just a start. So I don't like this one either. We got this spike in channel, and this looks like I would start the count here. First entry, failed second entry. But I think I entered below this bar. Let's see. Yeah, I entered below this bar. So I think, and you know what, I meant to put I should probably do aggressive because this is far from the EMA. I think you can enter on the failure right here. It is going into these lows, so you have to keep that in mind. But I think you can enter there. Here, this is too far from the EMA, and you're making a new low. And the midline is right here. So I don't like that. Even though it's a failure, and it's a failure that worked, and it's a good one. We have a spike in channel, first entry, second entry. I don't like that I entered down here. But anyway. Okay, so here, this was the trade So I took 3 trades in a row that I shouldn't have taken, and that's not good. First entry, I thought I saw a failed second entry right here. I think what really probably happened right here is because this looks like 2 measured legs. So this right here is probably the second leg, and on a different chart, this was probably where the failure occurred. But look, it's too far from the EMA. I am not supposed to be entering there. I don't like that. I entered there. So not a good trade. Too far from the EMA. And then this is a key entry point, so I'm not too upset that I took this. I wish I took this trade. I did not, so I took this lower high. I think that's okay because it's off this short-term trend line. I don't think it would have been okay. And there's room to the lows. I don't think it would have been okay if it wasn't off the short-term trend line. This trade I don't like. I entered on a limit order here. You can see there's strong support right there. I think I was looking at it. Yeah, I was looking at it in terms of this range too, because we had some congestion here, and so I was thinking that this would be a failed breakout. And so I was hoping that it would come back to these lows. My entry is the problem. So let's take a look at it. I entered on a limit order thinking, oh, you can go short beneath this one. But I think if you went short, you need to go short beneath this. And even still, that's aggressive. That's like a failed breakout. But it worked. I think I got lucky on this one. I don't think I should take trades like that. This here, let's see. Okay, so this is a second entry short. So I'm okay with it, but it's congestive. But I'm not like disappointed in myself for taking this trade. It's also an engulfing bar. I think, did I go short on? Yeah, I went short beneath this. So I think I entered on a limit order and took it here. So let's see if you entered on this bar, would you have gotten a scalp out of it? 407.50. So that'd be a 4-tick failure. So really, you do have to enter on this bar, on the engulfing bar. So, and I mean, I think you probably should, when this happens, to keep you out of that trade, look, draw your trend line. And that would be, there's not enough room if you enter on this bar down here to scalp out. So maybe I shouldn't have taken that one either. We'll see. We'll see. But okay, everyone, hope you had a great day. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, see you then.